Binge the full week of The Ray Taylor Show ad-free over at inspireddisorder.com/plus.
This is The Ray Taylor Show.
Welcome to Top 5 from The Ray Taylor Show, where every week I rank movies in a variety of categories, from franchise and subgenre to directors and actors. No film is left unwatched as I break down my top 5 picks. So join me every Sunday for new episodes and get ready to dive into the world of film with Top 5 from The Ray Taylor Show. On this episode, I am talking about one of the greatest rivalries in movie boxing history. In this Top 5, these two battle it out one last time to see who really is the pound-for-pound champion. Will it be the Italian stallion from Philly, the underdog who got a chance to win it all, or the son of a legend from Los Angeles trying to forge his own legacy? Let's get ready to rank my top 5 movies from the Rocky/Creed franchises. Which they're technically the same franchise, and they're battling it out to see which movies make my list. I have already done a ranking of my top 5 favorite Rocky movies, so that may give you some clues as far as where the Rocky movies might end up on this list. But I recently got to watch all 3 of the Creed films as Creed 3 just hit streaming, and I had never seen Creed, the first one. I had seen Creed 2, watched that one again, and just watched Creed 3. Did reviews of all 3 Creed films, so if you want to hear my in-depth thoughts on all those movies. But this is a ranking of the entire universe of Rocky Balboa and Adonis Creed in this top 5 list. So let's get it started, shall we, with my 5th favorite movie between Rocky and Creed. This movie, it's kind of tough. There's a few movies that could have made this spot, right? This is not, the 5 spot on this list is not going to be, in my opinion, the greatest movie. There are some great movies within these franchises, but this one is not that great, has some problems, but I like what it does. The things that it does well, I like, and can overlook some of the problems I have with this movie. But coming in at number 5 is Rocky Balboa. This came out in 2006 and is the 6th installment in the Rocky film series. It was written and directed by Sylvester Stallone, who also reprised his iconic role as Rocky Balboa. The film serves as a sequel to the original Rocky films and takes place several years after the events of Rocky V. Rocky Balboa takes place in the present day, long after his boxing career has come to an end. Rocky is now a widower, having lost his beloved Adrian to cancer. He runs a small Italian restaurant named Adrian's in honor of his late wife. Despite his retirement, Rocky remains deeply connected to the sport of boxing and still has a passion for it, reflecting on his past glory days in the ring and misses the thrill of being a fighter. When a computer simulation predicts that a prime version of Rocky in his heyday would defeat the current heavyweight champion Mason "The Line" Dixon in a virtual match, it reignites the public's interest in Rocky's legacy. Inspired by the newfound attention and feeling that he has, quote-unquote, stuff left in the basement, Rocky decides to come out of retirement for one last fight. Rocky takes us on a tour of his town, showing how much things have changed since the good old days. The premise of him boxing the young champ is absolutely ridiculous. But I do like I love the restaurant. I love seeing how things have changed, how he has changed. And this movie still taps into what makes Rocky Balboa and the Rocky movies so great. Rocky Balboa received positive reviews from critics and fans, with praise directed at Sylvester Stallone's heartfelt performance and the film's return to the spirit of the original Rocky. Many considered it a fitting and satisfying conclusion to the Rocky Balboa character's journey. The film's themes of redemption, determination, and enduring spirit of the underdog resonated with the audiences, evoking the nostalgic feelings of the original Rocky film. It serves as a celebration of the character's legacy and demonstrated that the Italian Stallion still had the power to inspire and captivate audiences. Rocky Balboa marked a successful comeback for the franchise, leading to subsequent spin-off series known as Creed and its sequels, which continue to explore the legacy of Rocky Balboa while also introducing a new generation of characters to the franchise. This movie had its problems. Yes, the idea of an old Rocky Balboa, even though it's an exhibition fight, fighting the heavyweight champion is ridiculous. But similar to the first Rocky movie, it's not about the victory. It's about being able to compete at all. And you just definitely get that vibe watching the last fight, seeing Rocky. 'Cause that's the one thing with Rocky Balboa. Only one movie he really shows any kind of defense, but his ability to take a punch, still shines through in this movie. And, yeah, definitely not the worst Rocky movie at all. But, yeah, coming in number 5, Rocky Balboa. Moving on to my 4th favorite film from the Rocky/Creed franchise of movies. This might be controversial. This is a movie that there are parts of this movie I absolutely hate. But there's also parts of this movie that I love and that do something different than every other Rocky/Creed movie. In my opinion, this movie has the best antagonist for any of the movies in these franchises. And because I think it pulls off the things that I like more than it is hindered by the things I don't like. This movie coming in at number 4 is Creed 3. It's the newest Creed movie. Came out this year, 2023. It's the 3rd installment in the Creed film franchise and the 9th overall film in the Rocky film series. The movie is directed, produced, and stars Michael B. Jordan, marking his directorial debut. It continues the story of Adonis Creed, played by Michael B. Jordan, the accomplished and recently retired boxer and son of legendary Apollo Creed. After retiring from boxing, Donnie focuses on his family, including his wife Bianca and their daughter Amara. However, his life takes a turn when his childhood friend Damien Diamond Dame Anderson re-enters his life, expressing a desire to resume his boxing career. I love that we finally get a boxer who fights dirty in the franchise. There might be, obviously, I think the Ivan Drago character, maybe a little bit of dirty fighting, but the dirty boxing in this, I think, is amazing. I love the shit talking from Dame in this movie. It's great. By far, and I like the style. He's got an interesting style. Really stands out, in my opinion, as somebody who at least studied boxing, studied watching like actual combat sports. I really enjoyed it. Creed 3, he is like my favorite part. Obviously, the actor himself, a little bit problematic, having some issues outside of his job as an actor. That is a bummer. But as far as his portrayal as Dame in this movie, by far my favorite. Creed 3 continues the legacy of the Rocky film series, delivering intense boxing action alongside emotional and personal journeys of the characters. Michael B. Jordan stepping into the director's chair. The film offers a fresh perspective on the iconic franchise while maintaining its core themes of determination, redemption, and family. The performances of Michael B. Jordan and Tessa Thompson are not good at all. Tessa Thompson doing this breathy, whispery thing with her voice the entire time is annoying. And Michael B. Jordan cannot direct himself. His performance is so off. Like, it just doesn't fit. I have a problem with it. It's hard to, like, really nail down exactly what it is, but it just doesn't work for me watching this movie, his performance. The boxing scenes in this film, very stylized. The first boxing scene in this movie I thought was horrible. There's so much clearly green screened footage, where the first fight in this movie I thought was absolute garbage, but the final fight, the use of the green screen and digital effects, I really liked. This movie ends in a way that I really enjoyed. So it ended strong, and that's why I like this. And it does big swings that I think connected on a few things. But that's why it's here at number 4. You know, it's not high on the list, but there's things about it that I think they do better than any of the other ones. And also, these boxing also inspired by anime, clearly. And I think, again, the boxing sequences at the end of this movie far better than the beginning. But I think, you know, Michael B. Jordan's trying new stuff. Doesn't hit on everything, but definitely hits on a lot of stuff. So Creed 3 explores themes of redemption, family, personal growth, while delivering thrilling boxing action and emotional character journeys in the iconic Rocky film. There is no Rocky in this movie. Sylvester Stallone nowhere in it, and I don't think they even mention Rocky in this movie, which is kind of a shame, because similarly to the first Rocky movie, where Apollo Creed is giving this unknown boxer a shot at the title, Rocky Balboa, in a very similar way, the boxer that Adonis is training and out of his gym gives an opportunity to Dame, who is an unknown fighter. So there is parallels from this movie and the first film, but there's no real mention of Rocky Balboa, and definitely not part of this movie at all. Which I don't mind. It's okay to be your own thing. I think some of the part of what hurts some of the Creed movies, especially the second Creed movie, is the fact that it is trying so hard to tie in a lot of the Rocky stuff, which I think can work, and also kind of collapses under its own weight of just trying to do too much. But I do love as well, not only do I love how the boxing scenes get better, I love the Dame character. I think he's amazing as an antagonist. I also enjoy that Adonis is training his daughter, who it seems like might be the focus of the franchise going forward. As she gets older, I could see her kind of, and it would be great to see a female boxer. I could even see them going into MMA. I think that might be a little too much of a change from the franchise, but just having Adonis's daughter, Amara, who is deaf, being a boxer, showing that side of the boxing world, the difficulties that women have in the sport. I don't know. I'm all for it. I'm sure there's a huge population of the country that would just cry about it being too woke. But I love their tears. I hope they get dehydrated and pass out from all their crying of everything being too woke for them. But I can see how that might be the future of the franchise going forward. But anyway, coming in at number 4 is Creed 3. Let's take a quick break from this episode to talk about Attention all Ray Taylor Show fans! We're excited to announce we've just released a line of exclusive merchandise featuring original artwork inspired by the show. Our high-quality shirts and biodegradable phone cases are a perfect way to show your support for the show and make a great gift for any fan. Plus, with each purchase, you'll be helping us continue to bring you great content. So don't wait. Head on over to inspireddisorder.com now and check out the full collection. Thanks for listening, and we hope you'll show your support by grabbing some Ray Taylor Show merchandise today. And now, let's get back to the show. Moving on to the top 3. Now, I could make a case for rearranging these top 3 movies in any combination, and I would be okay with it. This list is personally my list. These are my favorite Rocky/Creed movies. These are movies that I, think are good movies, but also are movies that I found to be more entertaining than other ones. I had far less issues with than other movies in these franchises. So, that being said, I may not nail your top 3, but in my opinion, these are the top 3 Rocky/Creed movies, hands down. But this is my specific list, so get ready for some potential controversy. I can see it. Coming in number 3. Could easily be number 1. Could easily be number 2. For my personal list, coming in at number 3 is Creed. And I think maybe even the statement that this could be number 1 would be blasphemous for people. I think this is an amazing movie. I was so shocked when I watched Creed. It blew me. Like, 1, I realized that I'd never watched it before. But 2, it was so much better than it had any reason to be. Being the 7th in the overall franchise, this new spin-off, I think it was amazing. This movie Creed came out in 2015, directed by Ryan Coogler. It serves as both a spin-off and a continuation of the iconic Rocky film series created by Sylvester Stallone. The film introduces a new character while paying tribute to the legacy of the original series. Michael B. Jordan stars as the lead character Adonis Creed, the son of late Apollo Creed, Rocky Balboa's former rival/friend. Adonis Creed, the illegitimate son of Apollo Creed, never knew his famous father who died at the hands of Ivan Drago before he was born, despite being adopted by Apollo's widow, Marianne, played by Rashida Johnson, right? Rashida Jones? This is horrible. I really should have had this. Not Tessa Thompson. Felicia Rashad plays Mary. So adopted by Marianne, Donnie wants to make a name for himself in the boxing world without relying on his father's legacy, although had no problem using it to hook up with Rocky, to convince Rocky to train him. So he wants to use it sparingly. So much so, he doesn't even want to tell his girlfriend that he's the son of Apollo Creed, which may or may not have led to the lack of communication in their marriage that really was part of the drama in Creed 3. Feeling the pull of his bloodline, Donnie leaves his job in L.A. and heads to Philadelphia to seek out his father's old friend and rival, Rocky Balboa. He convinces Rocky to become his trainer, despite Rocky's initial reluctance to return to the world of boxing. As Donnie begins his professional boxing career, he faces numerous challenges inside and outside of the ring, which I think is probably one of the best things that these Rocky movies and Creed movies do, is showing so much of what the drama can be outside of the ring and not just stacking in the fights. He falls in love with his neighbor, Bianca, a talented musician who's also struggling with hearing loss. Donnie's determination to carve his own path in the sport puts him in a collision course with the world light heavyweight champion, Pretty Ricky Conlan, who offers Donnie a chance to prove himself in a high-stakes title fight. Again, similar to what Apollo did with Rocky, giving him a shot, giving this unknown guy a shot. Creed received widespread critical acclaim for its fresh take on the Rocky franchise and Michael B. Jordan's compelling performance as Adonis Creed. Sylvester Stallone's return as Rocky Balboa earned him a critical acclaim and a nomination for Best Supporting Actor at the Academy Awards. The film successfully blended the classic elements of the Rocky series with a modern and diverse perspective, making it accessible to both longtime fans and new audiences. Creed honors the spirit and heart of the original film while introducing a new generation of characters and themes. The franchise has been praised for its ability to evolve and remain relevant while keeping the essence of the original Rocky film intact. Overall, Creed rejuvenated the Rocky franchise, establishing it as a continuing and influential part of the sports drama genre. It showcases Michael B. Jordan's talent and commitment to the character of Adonis Creed as a worthy successor to the legacy of Apollo Creed and Rocky Balboa. Like I said, this could easily be number 1, could easily be number 2. This is a great movie. And I think this movie does a lot of similar things in many ways that Rocky Balboa does, as far as seeing where Rocky's at as an older person, but in this one, obviously not trying to make everybody believe that he can still box, while also seeing how Philadelphia has evolved, how everything's changed, and then also kind of rejuvenating the whole franchise as a whole. I really did enjoy this movie, and that's why I love it so much. That's why it's in the top 3. At number 3 is Creed. Moving on to my second favorite Rocky movie. Again, this could easily be the number 1 Rocky film. In my opinion, if I were objectively ranking these films and not subjectively ranking them, I would say this movie possibly the most capital F film, capital C cinema that is part of this franchise. But for me, it's my second favorite of the franchise. So coming in at number 2 is Rocky. This movie came out in 1976, directed by John G. Avildsen, written by and starring Sylvester Stallone. The film became a massive success and considered a classic in the sports drama genre. It follows the underdog story of Rocky Balboa, a down-on-his-luck amateur boxer from Philadelphia. Rocky is a small-time boxer who works as an enforcer for a loan shark to make ends meet. Despite his lack of success in the ring, he possesses an indomitable spirit and dreams of becoming a successful boxer. His life takes a dramatic turn when heavyweight champion Apollo Creed decides to fight a local boxer on New Year's Day as a promotional gimmick. Creed handpicks Rocky as his opponent, dubbing the match the Italian Stallion versus the American Dream. The climactic fight between Rocky and Apollo Creed takes place at the Philadelphia Spectrum. Despite being the heavy underdog, Rocky manages to stand toe-to-toe with the champion, displaying remarkable resilience and determination, highlighting Rocky's ability to eat punches due to his complete lack of defense when he only seems to have, in only one film out of the entire franchise, is there any kind of acknowledgement of defense in boxing. And this is not that movie. Both fighters give it their all, resulting in a hard-fought, grueling battle. Rocky was a critical and commercial success, winning 3 Academy Awards, including Best Picture. It also earned Stallone a nomination for Best Actor. The film's iconic training montage set to the legendary theme Gonna Fly Now became instantly recognizable and synonymous with motivation and triumph. Stallone's portrayal of Rocky Balboa has become one of the most memorable and beloved characters of his career. The film's inspirational message of perseverance, determination, and the triumph of human spirit resonated with audiences worldwide. It remains an enduring classic and an emblem of the American dream, demonstrating that anyone, regardless of their background, can rise above the adversity and achieve greatness with hard work and heart, and being lucky enough to have Apollo select you for and overthinking. Luck is in there too. Hard work's great. Don't get me wrong. Luck is a big part of that. This could easily be number one, but it's not my personal favorite. It's great. It's a great movie, regardless of it not being a number one. This top three, I think, is bangers. I think they're undisputed top three. And I would say this movie deserves to be at the top of any movie list. I think it's a great movie, top to bottom. I love Sylvester Stallone in this. It has one of the classic Sylvester Stallone moments where you see him show he's a really good actor. The backstory of how this movie got made and how Rocky became the lead of this movie and what he sacrificed and what he stood up to do with this movie. It's great. And it's a great movie. And spawned, I would say, one of the better franchises that exists in the movie landscape. But definitely one of the best boxing, if not the only boxing franchise. I love it. So coming in number 2, my second favorite Rocky film is the original Rocky. Let's take a quick break from this episode because I want to promote. Are you looking for a way to take your love of The Ray Taylor Show to the next level? Look no further than Inspired Disorder Plus. As a member, you'll get access to a whole host of amazing perks, including the full week of shows, ad-free in both audio and video versions, a live painting archive, early access to the many faces, members-only discounts and deals, a podcast back catalog with over 600 episodes. But that's not all. As a member, you'll get access to my personal blog as well as my creative writing. You'll also get the chance to ask me anything you want. With all of these benefits and more, Inspired Disorder Plus is a must-have for any fan of The Ray Taylor Show. So don't wait. Go sign up now. Head on over to inspireddisorder.com/plus and start enjoying all of the amazing perks of the membership. And now, let's get back to the show. Now, moving on to my number one, my favorite Rocky film. If you have watched or listened to my top 5 Rocky movies, this should go as no surprise. But things have not changed. This is still my number one. Favorite Rocky movie, favorite Creed movie, favorite movie of this franchise, of the universe. When it comes down to Rocky versus Creed, at the end of the fight, the grueling, hard-fought fight between these two separate parts of the same franchise, at the end of the day, there's only one that can have its hand raised, and that is what we see here at number one, the winner of Rocky versus Creed. In my opinion, my favorite Rocky movie is Creed. Nope. I don't know why I said that. My number one favorite film in the franchise is Rocky 3. I really didn't mean to say Creed. This is just horrible. Rocky 3, my favorite. It is so much fun. It's so much fun. This came out in 1982. It's the third installment, obviously, hence Rocky 3. Third installment in the Rocky franchise. It was written and directed by Sylvester Stallone, who also stars as the titular character, Rocky Balboa. The film delves deeper into Rocky's personal and professional life and introduces formidable opponents and challenges for the beloved boxer. In Rocky 3, Rocky Balboa has become a famous and successful boxer, winning the heavyweight championship on the world after defeating Apollo Creed in Rocky 2. Rocky enjoys the luxuries of fame, wealth, and endorsements, and he is no longer the scrappy underdog he once was. There's a great charity match where he fights Hulk Hogan, who plays a fictional wrestler. Love that. So much fun. However, his winning streak comes to an end, to an abrupt end, when he faces a determined challenger named James Clubber Lang, portrayed by Mr. T. Probably one of maybe the second favorite opponent. I mean, Apollo Creed is a great antagonist, but I think of Rocky and Apollo as more of a friends than opponents, I think. Played by Mr. T, Clubber Lang. Clubber, a ferocious and aggressive fighter, knocks out Rocky in the early rounds of their first match, taking the heavyweight title from him. Like, this is doing what Creed 3 did, but I think in a better way. Rocky losing everything in this feels like he actually loses everything in this. It's a much better comeback story, I would say, than Creed 3. Devastated by his loss and struggling to regain his fighting spirit, Rocky seeks guidance of his former rival and now friend Apollo Creed, played by Carl Weathers. Apollo agrees to train Rocky, helping him regain his focus, confidence, and hunger for victory. Goes to L.A. to train. I love this. And this is the movie. This is the one and only movie where Rocky has defense. Slipping punches, blocking punches, not just eating punches. Which is another reason why I love this one. I love that he goes to LA, switches things up. I love the scene where they're running on the beach in short shorts and giving each other slow motion high fives. I love all that stuff. Under Apollo's tutelage, Rocky adopts a new training approach and undergoes rigorous physical and mental preparation. The film features iconic training montage set to the tune of Eye of the Tiger by Survivor, as Rocky transforms himself into for the highly anticipated rematch with Clubber Lang. In the climactic rematch, Rocky unleashes his newfound determination and skills, engaging in a brutal and hard-fought battle with Clubber. Ultimately, Rocky emerges victorious, reclaiming his heavyweight championship and finding redemption both in the ring and his personal life. Rocky 3 received positive reviews from both critics and audiences, becoming a commercial success at the box office. The film's memorable training montage and the introduction of Mr. T as the formidable Clubber Lang contributed to the popularity of this film. The movie's themes of redemption, perseverance, and the true meaning of success resonated with viewers, making Rocky 3 a favorite among fans of the franchise, and is my personal favorite. This movie is so much fun. It changes things up with Apollo, which I love. It's a great comeback and further solidifies Sylvester Stallone's status as a Hollywood action star and enduring appeal of the Rocky Balboa character. This is my favorite. It's just so much fun. I really do enjoy it, and I think this is also the one where it ends with Rocky and Creed kind of settling their rubber match in the basement, which we find out in Creed who won. But I love this movie. It is definitely my favorite. Rocky 3, favorite out of the franchise. But I think my top 3, like if I were to do this and be more objective, I would probably have this at number 3. I would probably have Rocky, maybe Creed at number 1. But Creed and Rocky, easily the two best films. But my favorite is Rocky 3. Honorable mention is Creed 2. It does some interesting things. Obviously ties in Rocky 4. Ivan Drago being the reason Apollo dies, but Rocky 4 is cheesy. Like, this movie is a lot of fun. Rocky 3 is a lot of fun. Rocky 4, the movie gets really cheesy. The fact that Ivan Drago kills Apollo and says what he says after killing him in the ring, it's just ridiculous. The end of Rocky 4 is also an honorable mention. Creed 2 and Rocky 4 very similar in a lot of ways. Creed 2 more serious, but Rocky 4, I think a lot of people kind of like that movie now. I don't know. The speech that Rocky gives and everybody kind of just loves him. I don't know. It's very cheesy. I can understand why people would like it. It doesn't really connect with me. Same thing with Creed 2. Have problems with Creed 2. Both honorable mentions. But let me recap my list one more time and we'll get out of here. This is my top 5 movies between Rocky versus Creed. Starting off with number 5 is Rocky Balboa. Number 4 is Creed 3. Number 3 is Creed. Number 2 is Rocky. And my favorite movie from this franchise, the universe of Rocky Balboa and Adonis Creed, my favorite movie is Rocky 3. Let me know how you would rank your favorite Rocky and Creed movies. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Top 5 from The Ray Taylor Show. I hope you enjoyed my rankings and my analysis of my top 5 Rocky versus Creed movies. Let me know how you would rank them. Are there any films that I should reconsider to put on this list instead of what I have? Join the conversation by leaving a comment or rating on your favorite podcast platform or over on youtube.com/inspired disorder if you are watching this, as all episodes are available in video version. But regardless, don't forget to tune in next Sunday for a new episode, and see you again next week for more Top 5. Subscribe to The Ray Taylor Show on YouTube and everywhere podcasts are found. Binge the full week ad-free over at inspireddisorder.com/plus. Purchase Ray Taylor Show merch over at inspireddisorder.com. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Peace out!
Today is the day where you wake up and you realize that everything that you've been dreaming about, everything that you've been wanting, every goal and wish and hope that you've ever had can become real. Dreams can come true. What you manifest in your mind, you can bring to reality.